This is a full pros and cons breakdown of living in Kettlestone, the fast-growing district changing the east side of Waukee, Iowa. We'll cover the history, the home prices, the schools, the lifestyle, and the trade-offs. Everything you'd want to know before buying here. If Waukee is on your list, stick around. Most growing towns cross their fingers for a decent restaurant and maybe a coffee shop. Waukee, the fastest growing city in the entire state of Iowa, built itself a national concert venue, a sports complex with a dozen basketball courts, and a whole entertainment district on land that was corn and cow pasture a handful of years ago. It's called Kettlestone, and the neighborhoods wrapped around it have become some of the most in-demand addresses on the west side of the metro. Let's get into what it's actually like to live in Waukee's Kettlestone, the good, the expensive, and the trade-offs nobody puts in the brochure. Kettlestone is a massive planned district on the east side of Waukee, built along a road called Grand Prairie Parkway that runs from Interstate 80 straight into town. The name itself comes from the landscape. As the glaciers pulled back thousands of years ago, they left behind little round ponds called kettles. And you'll still see them dotted through the developments. Think of Kettlestone as three things stacked together: a commercial and entertainment core, more than 200 acres of parks, trails, and green space, and a ring of walkable residential neighborhoods, which is the part we're focused on today. It's Waukee's answer to a question every booming suburb eventually faces. Once you've got the houses, where do people actually go? Kettlestone is the answer they built. Kettlestone isn't a single subdivision. It's a collection of them built to a shared set of design standards. The whole place hangs together instead of looking thrown up overnight. You'll find the full menu here: custom and semi-custom single-family houses, rows of modern townhomes, and upscale apartments spread across neighborhoods with names like Kettlestone Ridge and Glen Village. The guidelines call for clean lines, big windows, covered porches, and 3-car garages. Most of it is new or nearly new construction. You're buying modern layouts and finishes rather than renovating your way into them. If you want a move-in ready, modern home with amenities out the front door, this is the style of pocket that delivers it. To understand how any of this happened, you have to know where Waukee started, because it's a long way from where it is now. The town began as a railroad stop back in 1869 and became a city in 1878. And for most of the next century, its claim to fame was coal. Waukee sat on top of one of the biggest coal deposits in the state, the Schuler Mine, which opened in 1921, was the largest coal producer in all of Iowa with the deepest shaft, nearly 400 feet down. And it drew immigrant families from Italy, Croatia, and Sweden to work it. When the last mine closed in 1949, Waukee settled back into being a quiet little farm town of a few thousand people. The ground where Kettlestone now sits, for generations, it was farm fields and prairie. The thing that flipped the switch was a road. For years, Waukee's growth was boxed in until the city and county pushed through Grand Prairie Parkway, a new road connecting Interstate 80 into Waukee. This single road unlocked thousands of acres of buildable land almost overnight, and the city didn't want to waste it on more cookie-cutter sprawl. So they planned out the whole stretch and gave it a name and an identity, Kettlestone, and set out to build a destination, not just bedrooms. The commercial pieces came fast: a movie theater with IMAX, a fleet farm, major employers, and then the big draws that changed everything, which we'll get to in a minute. Step back to see the scale of what's driving it, because Waukee's growth is hard to overstate. This is the fastest growing city in the Des Moines metro and the fastest growing large city in Iowa, sitting inside Dallas County, one of the fastest growing counties in the entire country. Waukee has more than tripled in size this century, and city officials expect it to hit 50,000 people by 2040. Kettlestone is the front edge of that wave, the place all that growth and money has been pouring into. Now, there's no sugarcoating the price of admission, because Waukee real estate is some of the most expensive in the state of Iowa. Within Waukee, Kettlestone sits at the upper end. It carries a clear premium over the newer, more affordable subdivisions going up on Waukee's western and southern edges, and a bigger premium over what the same money buys on the older eastern side of the metro. What you're paying for isn't just square footage, it's the address, the amenities at your doorstep, and one of the most sought after school districts in the state. To be clear, this is premium, not ultra luxury. The acreage estates and golf course homes are a different Waukee pocket entirely. Kettlestone is the sweet spot for buyers who want new, walkable, and amenity-rich and are willing to pay for it. Here's what makes Kettlestone different from the other neighborhoods I've covered to this point, and why people from all over the metro end up here on the weekend. Waukee didn't just build shops, it built a destination. The headliner is Vibrant Music Hall, a top-notch concert venue that seats over 3,000 people and books national touring acts through Live Nation. A city of 30-some thousand people has a real concert hall right next to the neighborhoods. Then there's the sports side, a massive sports complex with two 70,000 square foot field houses, 12 basketball courts, and an outdoor court park. Built to host national tournaments, the kind of place that fills local hotels every weekend. Wrap in an entertainment loop of restaurants and breweries, and a whole commercial district rising by the interstate with more retail, hotels, and dining on the way, and you get what it will be like living here. When you live in Kettlestone, the thing the rest of the metro drives out to enjoy is your neighborhood. That's the upside. The flip side, which I'll come back to, is that living next to a destination means living with destination crowds. Waukee has landed some serious employers, most notably Apple, which built its first Iowa data center here, along with the insurance and benefits firm Holmes Murphy, which planted its headquarters inside Kettlestone along Grand Prairie Parkway. And the workforce shows it. Waukee has a higher share of people working in computers and math than 95% of the country, and more than 1 in 5 residents works from home. Beyond the local jobs, this is one of the best connected spots in the metro for commuters. Interstate 80 is right there, putting West Des Moines, downtown Des Moines, and the airport all within an easy drive. You can work in Kettlestone, work from home in Kettlestone, or hop on the interstate to anywhere in the metro. So who's actually moving here? The numbers show a young, high-earning, and fast-growing community. The median age sits in the mid-30s. This is a city of families and working professionals. And the median household income is north of $100,000, running even higher among households in their peak earning years. It's also one of the more diverse suburbs in the metro by Iowa standards, with a large and growing Asian population as the second largest group, plus deep Italian and Croatian roots that trace all the way back to those coal mining days. In Kettlestone specifically, you're looking at families trading up, dual income professionals, and a lot of people who work in tech and finance. Folks choose Waukee for the schools, the newness, and the lifestyle. Day to day, the lifestyle here is the whole selling point. A normal week might mean a concert at the music hall, your kids' tournament at the field house, dinner at a brewery on the entertainment loop, and a weekend walk on one of those trails winding past those glacial kettle ponds or around to golf. More than 200 acres of parks and green spaces are built into the district. It's designed to be walkable within the core, and that part works. Waukee as a whole is a car-dependent, spread-out suburb. You're not ditching your car here, and outside the Kettlestone core itself, you'll drive for most errands. But for access to entertainment and activities without a long haul, few places in the metro compete. Let's talk about the pros. First, and it's the headline, the amenities are unreal for a suburb this size. A national concert venue, a tournament-grade sports complex, restaurants, trails, and shopping. Most of it walkable or a 2-minute drive from home. Second, the homes are new and built to a plan. Modern construction, current finishes, planned design, and green space woven in. Move-in ready, not fixer-upper. Third, the schools are a serious draw. Waukee's district is one of the most respected in the state, now big enough to run 2 high schools plus a nationally known career and innovation program. Fourth, the location is hard to beat for the West Metro. Interstate 80 at your doorstep means the whole metro, jobs, airport, downtown, is a quick drive. Fifth, the demand is steady. Waukee real estate is among the priciest in Iowa for a reason, and the fastest growing city in the state tends to keep buyers lined up, which supports resale. Sixth, it's organized, not random. Design standards, parks, and trails mean the whole district feels planned and thought out rather than slapped together. Now the trade-offs, and there are real ones. First, price. This is one of the most expensive places to buy in Iowa. Your dollar buys notably less house here than it would on the east side of the metro, and you're paying a premium for the location and the amenities. Second, the growth tax. Waukee is the fastest growing city in the state, and it feels like it. Active construction, roads being widened as fast as they can pour concrete, and traffic on the main roads that can test your patience at rush hour. Third, it's still maturing. This is a new development, which means young trees, thin shade, and pockets of the district that are still under construction and won't feel finished for years. Fourth, event days cut both ways. A concert or a big tournament is great until you're trying to get home through the traffic and hunting for parking. If you buy close to the venues, weekends can get loud and busy. Fifth, mind the walkable label. The Kettlestone core is walkable, but Waukee overall is car dependent, with one of the lowest walk scores you'll find. Don't buy expecting to leave your car in the garage. Sixth, do your homework on the numbers. Between property taxes, HOA fees, and the special assessments that can come with brand new developments, your monthly cost runs higher than the mortgage alone. Read everything before you sign. Kettlestone has turned Waukee into a real entertainment stop on the metro map. Vibrant Music Hall pulls in national touring artists, and the sports complex brings in tournaments and visitors from across the state and beyond. But the community's roots run deeper than the new construction. Waukee's coal mining past left a rich immigrant history. The Italian families who came to work the Schuler mine gave the town places like the legendary Alice's Spaghetti Land, a Waukee landmark for decades, and that history is still remembered today. Add in the city's festivals, its parks, and its steady spot on best places to live lists, and you get a community that pairs brand new energy with a clear sense of where it came from. So who is Kettlestone right for? A few kinds of buyers. If you want entertainment, dining, and activities at your doorstep and top-rated schools for your kids, and you're willing to pay a premium to get all of it in one place, this is built for you. If you're a professional or a tech or finance worker who wants new construction close to jobs in the interstate, it fits. And if you simply want to be where the metro's energy and growth are focused right now, it's hard to find a hotter spot than Kettlestone. Who is it not for? If your dream is land, privacy, and a big yard, that's a different corner of Waukee. And if you want the most house for your money, the Eastern Metro will stretch your dollar further. But if new, walkable, and amenity-rich is the goal, Kettlestone belongs at the top of your list. I'm working my way through every corner of the Des Moines Metro just like this. The history, the numbers, the upsides, and the trade-offs. If you're trying to figure out where to plant roots, subscribe and follow along. There's a lot more of the Metro on the way. Got a question about Waukee or Kettlestone? Drop it in the comments and I'll answer it. And we'll see you on the next one.